Oil built the modern world, but it has also destroyed parts of it. Millions of lives have been shaped by a black liquid buried deep underground. Governments have collapsed because of it. Wars have been fought over it. Entire regions have become rich, while others battlefields, all because of oil. So the question is simple: why does this substance have so much power over humanity? Oil begins with death. Millions of years ago, microscopic organisms lived in ancient oceans. When they died, their bodies sank to the ocean floor. Over time, layers of sediments buried these remains deeper and deeper underground. Heat and pressure slowly transformed this organic material into hydrocarbons through a process known as petroleum formation. The result was crude oil, an incredible energy-dense liquid trapped beneath the Earth's surface. For millions of years, it meant nothing. But once humans discovered it, well, everything changed. Oil changed civilization because it contains something every society desperately needed: energy. A single bar of oil contains the energy equivalent of years of human labor. Suddenly, machines could move faster, factories could produce more, and transportation could reach across continents. Entire industries were built on oil. Massive fortunes were created almost overnight. One of the most powerful figures in early oil industry was John D. Rockefeller. His company, Standard Oil, once controlled the majority of oil production in the United States. Oil was no longer just fuel, it was power. And then, when a country suddenly discovers oil, well, oil doesn't just power machines, it shapes global politics. Countries that control larger reserves often gain enormous economic and political influence. Several major oil producing nations eventually formed an alliance known as the OPEC. By controlling how much oil they produce, these countries can influence global oil prices. The world saw just how powerful oil could be during the 1973 oil crisis. Oil exports were restricted. Forced shortages spread across multiple countries. Prices skyrocketed. Entire economies were shaken. The world realized how independent it had become on oil. Oil has also shaped the political history of entire nations. In 1953, the Minister of Iran, Mohammad Mossadegh, attempted to nationalize the country's oil industry. This meant taking control of oil resources away from foreign companies. Soon after, Mossadegh was removed from power during the 1953 Iranian coup. The event reshaped Iran's political future and remains one of the most controversial moments in modern geopolitical history. Oil had become more than just an energy resource, it had become a prized asset. But oil does not always bring prosperity. Sometimes it brings corruption. Nigeria is one of the largest producers of oil in Africa, yet about 50% of Nigerians still live in poverty. One of the most infamous scandals involved an oil deal known as the OPL 245 bribery scandal. Oil companies paid $1.3 billion for the rights to an oil field believed to contain billions of barrels of oil. Investigators later alleged that much of the money was diverted through middlemen and political networks instead of reaching the public. Oil had the potential to make the country enormously wealthy. Instead, it became another example of how valuable resources can fuel corruption. Oil has also played a role in major global conflicts. In 1990, Iraq invaded Kuwait, a country with enormous oil reserves. This triggered the Gulf War. As Iraq forces retreated, they set fire to hundreds of Kuwait's oil wells. Massive plumes of smoke filled the sky, millions of barrels of oil burned across the desert. The fire lasted for months. Oil had literally turned the sky black. Economists sometimes describe this pattern as the resource curse. Natural resources like oil have the potential to create enormous wealth, but they can also concentrate power, fuel corruption, and destabilize governments. In some countries, oil revenues built strong economies and long-term investments. In other, oil wealth became a source of political conflicts and economic instability. Oil did not create human greed, but it gave humanity something incredibly valuable to fight over.